Welcome, sport fans. We are doing another video here today, this Thursday night, right in the halftime of the New England Giants game. And we got a couple of topics that we want to bring to you. Definitely starting with this Monday night game. Unfortunately, I was not able to watch it. Been doing a little personal errands running around. But definitely want to watch it. I'm going to probably hop on my Game Pass maybe during lunch tomorrow. Try to get that game in.
You need to watch it.
Because I knew that the San Francisco 49ers coming off of a bye, going into Cleveland, they were hungry. This was, because if you take a look at the talent they played previous to that, it left a lot of question marks. Are they really as good as they are? And so I think that this was an exclamation. The 49ers are good enough, but how good, we'll have to discuss that later. But guys, I'm going to have to just mediate, so we'll start with you, John. What was your takeaway from Monday night?
I want to say this about the offensive play calling. The offensive play calling that they chose to run again on these Cleveland Browns was phenomenal. The running game, off the chart. They could not stop them. And whether you had a running back running the ball, a tight end running the ball, a wide receiver running the ball, they ran roughshod over these people. Offensive line for Cleveland could not keep Baker Mayfield on his feet.
Yeah, I saw the highlights of Nick Bosa, brother of Joey Bosa in Chicago, over in LA Chargers. He was a man on a mission.
I say this here, there's a new number one Bosa.
Right?
I'm gonna say that right now.
Yeah, little brother's no longer little. He's coming after your titles.
I watched the interview with Keyshawn Martin and Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield was talking all this, I'm just going to be me, I'm just going to be who I am, and then when you got out there, all the hype that came into this game was not there. All the hype that came into the season for you is not there. You got weapons. You got Chubb. You got Odell Beckham. Landry. I mean, and you can't wide receiver. You got weapons all over the place. You can't get them the ball. Maybe it's because your wide receivers. I ain't gonna say your wide receiver. Your line can't protect you, or your play calling. Y'all got to fix that because you have too much talent on your team to be sitting here and let's falling apart like y'all did.
Let's also try to keep this into perspective. Cleveland, even though we heard it all. Everybody was singing the praises. They look good on paper, and we even covered that in the previous thing.
But I said also, I'm not finna fall for that paper.
Well, you can't. Why? Because I think the exclamation here, it comes down to the coaching. Look, every coach needs time to set their identity. This is Freddie Kitchens' first year, and unfortunately,
you got a lot of first year players, not first years in the league, but on your team. And that's what I said at the beginning of the season. The Browns are not ready to just upset it. The quarterback had a good season last year.
The Browns have all the pieces that they need to fit and solidify, which, it could happen, but it's going to take some time. I think down the stretch, maybe toward the end of the season, we might see some more improvement.
But I say the bright side of the Browns was the running game. Chubb is legit. I'm sorry, he is legit. He runs around you, he runs through you, he runs over you. You call that what you want. Mayfield is spotty. He's good, he's bad, he's good, he's bad, he's good, he's bad. The wide receivers are the wide receivers. You got to give them the ball. The line has to protect. That's on the Brown side. When I go to the San Francisco 49ers, the defense is playing just like Chicago's defense. They're probably number 2 or 3.
They're
right now.
They're definitely top 5.
The problem I have with the 49ers is Garoppolo. You are showing up sometimes. Half the game, you were either in it or you weren't in it. Your passes are not perfect, and nobody's passes are, except for Tom Brady. Sorry, Chuck, I had to throw that out there. Nobody's passes are perfect.
I didn't say, given what happened earlier, even Tom Brady.
That was earlier. We ain't talking about that one. But what I'm talking about is Garoppolo needs to settle himself and be what I think he can be.
All right. Hey, I think let's give Chuck a chance to chime in on this.
The whole Brown situation is all Baker Mayfield. He created that fiasco. Now he's basking in it.
Hold on, Chuck. I was not going to say that because I was trying to give the man the benefit of the doubt.
No, there's no benefit of the doubt. No nothing. You have to understand. When you draw attention to them from the other 31 teams, you get in their full undivided attention. When I'm going to circle the Cleveland Browns game because you came into this Well, like what V Young said when he was with the Eagles.
Yep.
Oh, this is the dream team, and everybody circled the Eagles and they stunk.
Yeah,
just like everybody's doing with the Browns right now. Hey, Baker Mayfield's doing all this, and then I agree with Rex Ryan. 100%. Baker Mayfield is a one-read quarterback. Oh, Odell's not open? I'm going to panic. That's when the strip sacks come in. The O-line did hold up. The O-line held up. And when he dropped back, he got his 5 seconds. He just held on to the ball. And then that's when he tried to run out, thinking he's going to outrun the linebacker. The linebackers run just as fast, if not faster.
Well, I'm sorry. Bosa's a defensive end, right?
Yeah,
and he was chasing him down like he was a turtle.
Exactly my point. If you're not getting that ball out within 3 to 5 seconds, you're done. You throw away the ball. Nope, I want to hold on to the ball and make a play down.
And I'd also like to basically put, because of the commentary that I've heard from various other news outlets, especially on ESPN, I think that it also comes down to play calling. I don't know if Freddie Kitchens is doing the OC job or if there's an actual OC over there.
Yeah.
But you can tell specifically that they're trying to feed the ball to Odell. And sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not working.
Well,
and this time, the defense from San Francisco proved that they made a way out.
But you have to before we just blame it on the play calling. Them defensive backs were playing their ass.
Oh yeah. Right. I mean, so I'm not trying to take anything away from the defense.
The thing about it is everybody, and I say all these the sports news networks say Baker Mayfield can do this, Baker Mayfield can do that. He showed Monday night that he cannot do
but
this,
he's showing
and
that
he cannot
every other game too, because it's one win. Hey, we blew out Baltimore. Okay, cool. You stuck up the field in San Francisco. Then the game before
wasn't it Tennessee that put it like
exactly my point. Exactly my point.
That was
there are games that you should be winning, you lose to because you
But in this game, they didn't even show up.
This one I think the reason why I blame it on Baker Mayfield is because of this. If you look at the play calling, you can see Freddie Kitchens was trying to mix it up. The play call broke down when that quarterback held that ball on too long. Okay. If the play didn't go or the wide receiver didn't go up and throw it away, leave another down.
I can see
but like when they started to run the ball, they started getting progress. But he was going to try to do play action. Play action didn't work. He held onto the ball, strip sack.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
And so obviously, I think we covered this game pretty much enough. Is there any last words you want to put on Cleveland or?
No, it's just Baker.
Okay.
It's just Baker. That's
I'm gonna say this.
I still think that there's more than just Baker. I know Baker's a huge component because when you have the QB is the driving force behind any offense, so obviously he's going to have to shore up a lot of his shortcomings. Mm-hmm. But I still think that there might be some coaching issues here. If you're not developing your quarterback or your team to go through progressions properly, that's a detriment.
But I would say this. I just want to say
not to detract. I mean, obviously there was a fair bit of implosion in here, just regardless of what we saw.
It was.
But I think a good takeaway is that San Francisco. Does this now look like a team that can be competitive on other levels?
You got Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan. He comes Shanahan bloodline.
Yep.
They know how to win. And this team is going to go far. They're going to become a Super Bowl contenders eventually. Maybe not this year. This year they may make a playoff run. Maybe a deep playoff run. Super Bowl, I'm not going to sit there and say that because
that's too early.
Garoppolo's play is kind of iffy. And Bria just had a good game out of his whole time there. So
and I think Kittle got hurt.
Well, the rumor I heard was Kittle jumped on Mayfield. Somehow Mayfield wound up on their sideline. The fans were hyping up Kittle, and Kittle punched or assaulted Mayfield and got suspended for the remainder of the season. I don't know about
until we can validate that.
But what I want to say, I just want to put that out there because I want to say this. If that did happen, that's a tight end, and that's a good tight end. Don't get me wrong. That's a tight end with speed. I ain't have to. Besides Jermichael Finley, I ain't never seen a tight end with speed. Okay, that's another one. Yeah. But at the end of the day, San Francisco defense lights out.
Oh,
they are only one or two takeaways away behind Chicago.
Richard Sherman, he's definitely he's a student of the game.
Yeah.
He knows how to play that defensive position, and he has got those front seven playing great because knowing he has got that backfield working together.
He basically said, "We got this. Y'all
You
handle
got that.
and don't worry about
that
it."
is true.
And it showed Monday night.
Oh, it did.
It showed Monday night.
It's supposed to
so
show.
when you say, "Are San Francisco for real?" The defense can do this. This is like in Chicago. The defense can do this. The offense, if you're going to do this, you're not guaranteed to get to the Super Bowl. You're not even guaranteed to get to the playoffs because defenses can only hold you for so long. You still got to put up points.
Yeah.
So what I say is, are they playoff worthy? Yeah, I'm gonna give them a playoff berth. Whether it's a wild card or winning the division, don't know yet. But I know they'll get to the playoffs. Super Bowl.
I think playoffs is a little premature because if you take a look, Seattle's playing well and the Rams are playing well.
The Rams are not playing well, bro. No, they're not.
They're holding their own. Although without Gurley, this next San Francisco game,
and that's why I give it to San Francisco.
The reason why San Francisco's supposed to be winning right now, all front four defensive tackles or linemen are for all first round draft picks. Every last one of them.
That's true.
You better be winning.
And you got Richard Sherman coaching the defensive back.
So you better be winning.
Are we seeing a potential?
And you got Wagner playing linebacker.
Are we seeing a potential dynasty brewing here?
It depends on how long.
Kyle Shanahan, like I said, the Shanahan bloodline. He knows what
well, and if you take
how
a look
long
at,
you can keep them together.
Exactly. Well, and also, but I mean, that's part of it too. But if you take a look at Kyle Shanahan, he's improved teams every one that he's gone to.
Yes, he has.
But
most recently, he was in Atlanta, and if you've seen, ever since he left, Atlanta's been declining.
But also before we skip this, them running backs.
Oh yeah,
them running backs. Cleveland Browns defense is now no slouch. No slouch, but them running backs just shredded the crap out of them.
Yep.
But I think
it's easier to do once you're gassed, and I think that
they were doing this from jump. The first play out the box, boom, touchdown.
I'm looking forward to watching it tomorrow.
I think
there you go.
I think whatchamacallit with the Browns front four, they can be exposed to the run because even with I think some of the teams last year they were able to run up in the middle. Like if Garrett's all right here, and you put two or try to split it like that, you can get that crease.
I'm not gonna blame that on the front four. I'm gonna blame that on the next level, which is the linebackers, because the front four engaged right off the bat. So the linebackers got to be up there. If the linebackers are not right, then that's on them.
I mean, you think about it. They got a guy who was the linebacker for Jacksonville. He's been there for years, but he's still technically, I want to say, a no name. But he's okay. He's decent.
If you're starting, you're not a no name, bro.
That's because they don't have another linebacker. Anyway. You're gonna start anybody.
All right. So I guess, I mean, given this next game is Rams, I know that without Gurley, it definitely puts it in striking distance for the 49ers.
But see, that's why I give it to
my question is because they are, they're undefeated right now.
They're undefeated.
So they're 4-0.
They are worthy of giving them consideration to make the playoffs and possibly a run to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're gonna make the Super Bowl, but I guarantee they're gonna make the playoffs. I put money on that.
All right. Oh,
I will put money on that one. I think they will make the playoffs. I'm not sure they'll make the Super Bowl, but I will say they'll make the playoffs.
Well, if you take a look at their remaining lineup, they have at Rams, at Washington, which we've seen is Washington's a winnable game. They have Carolina coming in. I think that'll be a really good test for the 49ers. It's a home game, so they have a little bit of an edge.
For the offense.
Yeah. But that Carolina defense is bad. So
I mean, it's a test for San Francisco's offense.
Yeah. So then Arizona.
That's a win.
Well, it is. It's winnable. It's a division rival. Then you got Seattle. So I mean, right there. I mean, we got a good stretch here.
That's Seattle and San Francisco, though.
Finishing out the first half. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this completes.
So I think Kyle Shanahan got it down.
I
believe
Kyle Shanahan. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm gonna highlight the Seattle game because I'm gonna make sure we all watch this game. So when we get the chance to come back to you, we will be talking about this game.
Oh yeah, and then we will be doing right after the Week 9 a big breakdown of all 9 or 8 games depending on the bye week is, and of course the projections for the future. So that's going to be a big segment, probably broken down into multiple segments.
Because at that point they know who they are.
Yep.
We know who they are.
We know who they
now
are.
It's a matter of we're predicting
and
what they're going to do.
We're going to predict the cream that rises to the top and makes that playoff.
But here's the thing: like we're looking at these games, you got Washington and Carolina. Those are 2 potential wins.
Yeah, and then on the back stretch you got Green Bay, Baltimore.
You run Washington, Carolina, Arizona. Say they run 3 off the top. Right. Say they run to Seattle. Get through Seattle with a win. They're still undefeated.
They still have Rams and Seattle again at the end of the season.
Hold on, but that's at the end of the season. But at week 10, they could be 10-0. I mean 9-0. And then you got Arizona, and then you got Arizona right behind them again.
That's a hard 9-0 because Seattle and Baltimore and all these.
No.
We're Seattle and the Rams.
That's at the end. I'm talking about at week 10. At week 10, they haven't played any of them teams.
Yeah, they have.
No,
Rams are coming up next week.
San Francisco. Okay, well,
Rams,
I'm saying,
Washington, Carolina.
I think, like I said, if they get past the Rams this week, right? They say they're 4-0. Then you got 5-0. Then you got Washington, Carolina, Arizona. That's 3 more wins.
Arizona's a winnable game.
Say that's 3 more wins, right? Mm-hmm. Then you run into Seattle, and by hook or by crook, they get past Seattle. All right, now you're 9-0, and then you play Arizona again. So now you're 10-0 at week 10, or 9-0 at week 10. Here's where their schedule gets hard: Green Bay, Baltimore, New Orleans, Atlanta, Rams again, Seattle again.
And the only one that doesn't scare me is Atlanta, and that's because of the way they're playing.
Yeah. So when you look at all these other teams who are elite teams, even Atlanta, you got to give them because of their history. But you like to say this. You like to say this. You go by their history. They play well until they get to the playoffs. Right now, they don't even look like they're gonna make the playoffs.
Who you talking about, Atlanta?
Atlanta.
No, they didn't even make the playoffs.
I said they with Atlanta. They managed to get into the playoffs,
but as of right now,
backdoor it.
Right.
But as of right now, depending on what they do in their last 6 games, they have the potential to go 10-0. I mean, the 9-0 by the time they get to their last 7 games.
We're definitely getting into way too much speculation. I might even have to edit some of this out. This is going on too long about a what if, and I was just wanting to get a good point in. Yeah. So, but no, let's go ahead and lead into our last topic. Another big game, and there's definitely a lot of discussions amongst the league. We're
going to call this one hometown.
Home
team talk. Sorry. Home team
We got Texans going to Arrowhead. Mm-hmm. And basically my question to you guys, because you guys, being here from Houston, knowing Houston a little bit, especially you follow Houston more than I do. Mm-hmm. Does Houston have enough to duplicate that upset or just flat out take that win in Arrowhead? What do you got?
I'm going to say this here. If they can, like they said, we have to change some things out, get the ball out of Watson's hands quicker. They did that. Look what happened.
Exactly.
Points all over the place. Explosion of offense that we hadn't seen in years.
Now, I heard, can you confirm, is this because they have an actual offensive coordinator?
They do have an offensive coordinator. I'm not sure if he was called to plays. Okay.
But you have one, right?
I'm not in the organization, so I can't say that. I hope he was called to plays. I hope Bill O'Brien finally decided to trust somebody other than himself. Because if that's the case and that's what happened, that team it will be hard to stop offensively.
Exactly.
You can tell O'Brien was not calling the plays. You can tell. You can tell.
It was
like throwing on third and whatever.
3rd and 19.
That's not O'Brien. He's going to run the ball.
Exactly. Yeah.
So therefore, right. That was the OC. Texans have more than enough to beat Kansas City. Kansas City is if your defense is playing man against Kansas City like the Patriots did, and when they showed that playbook last year, every team is adopting it. That's how they got that loss against. Who they just lose to? Indy.
Yeah.
Indy replicated the same thing.
But
Matt Patricia in Detroit
almost
beat him.
This is what Indy did that I think most teams need to do. You got to corral Mahomes. You can't let him get outside. Okay. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if I was playing against Houston, I would corral Watson. I can't let him get outside. The difference between Mahomes and Watson is a magician. Sometimes you corral him, he's running out. You corral Mahomes, it's a fold.
Right, but by that time you corral him, he's still throwing the ball.
Yeah, he's gonna throw it. Mahomes gonna throw it up anyway.
The no-look sidearm.
Here's the thing about that. If you corral him and he throw it up, if your defensive backs are alert, that's an interception. Possibly a pick six. You're not going to get that from Watson. He's going to try to get out the hole and take the sack versus trying to throw up a prey.
Right, but that's why Watson leads the NFL in sacks.
Yeah, in sacks, but not in interceptions.
Right, but you're getting sacked 10 yards back.
I'd rather take a sack and throw a pick six any day of the week.
That's fine, but when is he throwing the pick six? Is he throwing the pick six on 4th and 1, or 4th and 3, or is he throwing the pick six on 3rd and 10?
You're throwing the
ball. As we've seen, they've definitely got this more aggressive offensive coordinator. So now, And you haven't seen any kind of interceptions from Deshaun.
You haven't.
Right.
You have not. He had thrown an interception in 3-4 games.
Which is fine. What I'm saying is the Texans have more than enough to get the job done. All they have to do is coach up the secondary to stay true man, have the safeties do zone. So when the man coach come into the zone, the safety's there for help for both.
And then have either a 1 or 2 middle linebackers play spy, and then the other one blitz.
Well, Cunningham is your best spy linebacker. I'm sorry.
Because JJ is going to get that pressure.
Yeah, right. JJ and Mercer's on the end. Reader, hold on. We talked about this. Reader is playing lights out nose tackle.
Yeah.
He's playing lights out nose tackle. So your front three, your 3-4 defense is working. You just got to get them blitzes right.
Right.
You don't send the one up. And this is where the Texans get burned. Whenever they send McKinney and Sharp up the middle, they get burned every freaking
Well, it's because somehow the defenses, the defensive ends are not making containment. They're not able to maintain that containment.
Yeah.
If they get crashed in, then that allows the quarterback to fall up. But I don't know. I'm in agreement. I think that Houston does have enough. They've got Romeo Crennel. He's a good defensive coordinator. I think they're going to have a good game plan. It's just going to come down to whether or not they can execute it. I think that as we've agreed, if they can get containment, alternate their blitzes, keep Mahomes guessing. That ankle, even though it's healed, it's not fully healed, so they can take advantage.
That's one thing I was going to say. Mahomes he got hurt the last game. Put pressure on that ankle. Make him
all
run.
It's going to take is a couple sacks from JJ, and that's going to tweak it.
And also, I'm going to tell you, Jonathan Joseph, if you're listening, if you watch this, take a back seat to some of these youngsters. Play nickelback. Coach them up.
Safety.
You've done everything you need to do. Now it's time for you to help this team get over the hump. Some of these guys you can't keep up with. Don't put the team first, not you. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Safety.
Right.
Drop back safety.
And that pretty much covers up the main points, gentlemen. Any last topics you want to bring to the board before we close it out?
I would say on the Texans side, if you mix up the blitzes, mainly blitz Merciless because he's your best.
Blitzer. He's your best blitzer.
He's your best blitzer since Clowney's no longer there. Get him going. Have them guessing when he's going to blitz.
Yeah.
Then you can surprise them with McKinney or Cunningham or whoever.
Yeah.
And then that's where you mix up the coverage.
Or you can bring one of them safeties in.
No. Keep the safeties back there.
You think the secondary need that much help?
If Tyreek Hill's coming back, you need those DBs back there.
That's true.
So you don't want nobody to get burnt.
I still would. I would drop when you blitzing a safety, you got to drop your best cover linebacker back there. And that's Merciless. I'm sorry. So it's a lose-lose. To me, it's a lose-lose. But I would say this.
It's definitely going to be, no matter how it breaks down, it's going to be a good game to watch. I think we're all going to be pretty much
we're probably going to be sitting here watching it, and then we're going to critique it after that.
Yeah, we can get this thing up and running again.
There you go.
All right. Thanks for joining us for another episode. I'm going to try to have this posted sometime tomorrow, definitely by Saturday. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Peace out.